New at 6, a prominent national organization has just released an analysis of extremist politicians across the country. And at the top of the list, sadly, it's one of Arizona's own, State Senators, Wendy Rogers. This comes as Rogers just recently posted this message on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. If you can believe it, the message says, "Celebrate Lee Jackson Day," and shows photos of Confederate leaders Stonewall Jackson and Robert E. Lee, who fought to preserve slavery. Team 12's Joe Dana has more on Rogers and her long resume of intolerance.
Wow, okay.
A tweet by State Senator Wendy Rogers on MLK Day, too much for one of her Republican colleagues.
Are you concerned about her comments?
I am, especially on that day of all days. I mean, that day we should be celebrating the life of Martin Luther King.
The Anti-Defamation League says Senator Rogers follows a predictable pattern.
And we've just released today an analysis of extremist rhetoric in the elections this year. And Wendy Rogers is at the top of that list.
Rogers routinely rails on what she calls cancel culture with incendiary tweets that no doubt are intended to shock. Rogers also appears on internet shows affiliated with alleged white nationalist hosts and has referenced in her tweets being pure blood. On more than one occasion, she's described being replaced by illegal immigrants, a reference to what hate rhetoric experts call the Great Replacement myth.
Words matter, and words motivate people, and anti-Semitic tropes and hateful language can lead to actual physical violence.
The timing of Rogers' tweets also says a lot. Last year, just 2 hours before Arizona's slate of presidential electors cast their votes for Joe Biden, Rogers tweeted simply, "Buy more ammo." Rogers peddled false conspiracy theories about the elections. She falsely blamed Antifa for the insurrection, blamed Congress for the death of one of the Capitol rioters, and she will not renounce her membership of the Oath Keepers militia, even after its founder was indicted for sedition against the U.S. for his alleged role in the riot. Rogers said this to me in October when I asked her about the comparison made by former President George W. Bush that some Capitol rioters were no different than terrorists.
That's unfortunate wording. I would never call my fellow countrymen that.
Even if they tried to overtake an election to overturn a free and fair election?
That's your spin.
The ADL says Rogers represents a growing number of extremist politicians enjoying political success. She raised nearly $2.5 million last year, more than any other state lawmaker. There appears to be no stopping them for now, especially because many leaders are hesitant to call them out. When asked about the MLK Day tweet, Governor Doug Ducey said this.
I'm not going to comment on individuals' tweets.
Concerned, though, about what she's doing to public discourse. That's not the first time she's made these kinds of comments.
I believe in the First Amendment, and I think the voters hold elected leaders accountable.
Senator Rogers did not respond to our requests for an interview. State Senate President Karen Fann declined to comment. Joe Dana, 12 News.
All right, Joe, thanks.